Hey everyone, it's David with socialexpression.net, and today's video is all about how to deal with bullies. And this question comes from a Social Expression subscriber, a question about having trouble being bullied by his boss. And this is what the subscriber had to say. Hi David, I know you're a busy guy, but I just wanted to make a possible video request. My issue is social anxiety at work. I recently got a small Christmas job in a retail store. I've made a few mistakes due to social anxiety. Things like counting money correctly. I work behind the till, and the till means the cash register for those of us in America. And I have a boss who is picking me out and being a bully and making my SA recovery process very difficult. I told him that it makes me very anxious when he speaks to me the way he does, and he responds with, "I can't do anything right, even simple tasks." I would love to hear your response to that situation. And thanks for your videos, David, and hard work. You are an inspiration. Well, thanks for that question. So here's my response to what you've said. And there are two major things that I want to address. The first thing to address is this. First of all, you know you have social anxiety. So if it's affecting your competence when your boss isn't around, you've got to take responsibility for that and in helping yourself get through this thing. Okay, now I know that you are, but I want to make that clear to others watching that this isn't about playing the victim at all, okay? You cannot play the victim if you want to get through social anxiety. You need to take responsibility and ownership of what you have as far as social anxiety. Even though it's not your fault that you got it to the point that you are, you have to take responsibility. You can't blame the world, okay? And I know that this reader and subscriber isn't doing that, but I want to make that clear to everyone. Okay, so you need to continue taking responsibility. Now, I do get emails from people sometimes saying, I get bullied at work and a lot of people bully me or they don't understand, and they're blaming the other people and their circumstance, okay? And they have a lot of cognitive distortion going on. Now, that isn't everyone, and that isn't this guy here, because he goes on to say very directly that his boss is definitely saying things to him that are making him anxious. But not only that, he told his boss that when he does this, it makes him anxious. So good for him for telling him. However, the second thing I'm going to mention is that he needs to take it one step further. And that one step further is this. You are going to have to stand up for yourself, and quite directly. The thing with bullies is when you stand up to bullies, they stand down. But you have to do this in a way that shows him you mean it. You have to be very direct and very penetrating with your energy. So I'm not saying being aggressive and get angry and lose control, but I get the sense that you probably told him, don't do that, you're making me nervous. And if you do it in a kind of more closed-in way, it leaves the space open. He's already invading your space, and you're leaving the space closed in like this. You have to be brave and bold and courageous to do this, okay? So you have to say something like, when he does it again, you never do anything right. You're going to have to look up and go and basically say, hey, you're not allowed to talk to me like that ever again. And you need to do it and look him in the eye and stare him and do not back down. This is like a very challenging thing you're going to have to do, that show him you mean business. And I know it might be tough, but on two levels it's going to help you. One, you're going to get this asshole to stop doing this to you. And two, you're going to expand your skill set to deal with people in confrontation, which is part of having social skills anyways. It's something that you use rarely, but believe me, when people cross me, and it's rare that they do, but they will know it, and I will not tolerate it. You cannot tolerate this. Again, he does have some merit to be concerned about your work performance because of your social anxiety, and it's affecting you when he's not around. However, the way he's addressing it is completely unprofessional and just childish. And you have every right to not be treated like that and to stand up for yourself, and that's really what I suggest that you do. There is also the approach of going to a superior of his in some way, if that's possible, but I don't recommend that approach really, because it's kind of like a tattletale approach, and nobody likes a tattletale, and it doesn't help you learn to stand up for yourself either. But if after this you've told him directly not to do it, and he still treats you this way, you know, what you can do is you can do it again and say that, and say, if you don't stop this, I'm going to go to your superior or whoever that person is and let them know that you're doing this. And in fact, you might even do that then as well and tell them, you're not allowed to talk to me like this, and I'm going to this person right now because it's your right not to be treated like that. Now, he could come back at you because of your performance and this and that, but I think you've got ground to probably defend yourself on that as well. And overall, you know, I don't know what kind of job you're doing. Are you doing a good job? Are you treating customers well? Are you, for the most part, not making mistakes? Because mistakes happen as well. So maybe this guy's a bully and he just likes, you know, he feeds on the energy of people that are kind of caved in and shy and nervous, it sounds like, to assert himself because he's got a lot of insecurities. So you're going to have to dig deep, my friend, and stand up for yourself for sure. Another thing I would do is talk to your other coworkers and see if they bully him or if he's rude to them. And I imagine he's not doing this only to you. He probably has this attitude towards a lot of different people. And if you build consensus, what you do is you also get other people kind of on your side as well and talk to him. You don't want to go in, I think, saying, he did this to me and he does this to me, but ask, hey, have you ever noticed that, I'll just use an example name, that Sean is kind of rude or aggressive sometimes, or he really comes down on your performance, something like that. You want to like gain allies, right? Because this guy's a bully and you want to have as much support as you can to go up against him. And you're going to have to go against him if you want this to stop, or else you have to leave and get another job. But that doesn't really help you also expand your skill set in dealing with people in confrontational situations like this. Now, I will mention one other approach. I'm doing the direct approach of just kind of coming at him and to kind of blow him off his feet. And it's worked for me before, but if that's too much for you, you can also go with a more understanding approach, but you still have to be kind of bold with it. So the more compassionate way to approach it is this, is to say, hey, look, you know, I struggle with anxiety and I'd really appreciate it if you understand I'm doing the best that I can. But if you kind of say it in a way that's kind of small and making it feel like, you know, you should feel sorry for me, that's not effective. You need to come from a place of, hey, look, I struggle with anxiety and it's really tough for me. And you got to look him in the eyes, and I know it might be tough, and kind of say, I'm kind of looking over here like he's up here, saying, you know, I really could use all your support because I'm doing the best that I can, and I really like this job, and I really like working here, and I like working with the customers, right? So that's the more compassionate approach. You could try that first as well. So I'm just kind of putting this before if you want to go with the softer approach. But honestly, if somebody was bullying like me and I said, you know, I have anxiety and it makes me nervous already, I would probably go for their throat, so to speak. I wouldn't take it. But I also have a very, very feisty side that when my line gets crossed and people cross my boundaries, or of my friends or people I care about, it's on. I'm sorry. It's just kind of the way I am. Over the years, it's kind of the way my mother was. We don't screw around when people really come at us. So that's my advice. Take it for what it's worth. Again, I can't make the decision for you. Whatever consequences you get and apply are on you, because you have to make the choices in your life in choosing that. Okay? So always check out socialexpression.net, the blog. And you can also check out my Dissolve Social Anxiety course over there. It's a great course. I have lots of people enrolled, gotten a lot of results out of it. As long as they do the work in the course, you have to do the work. 12-module course, and a very powerful system to help you overcome your shyness and anxiety. So until next video entry, take care. Bye-bye.